My name is Cory Bacon. I live in Davisburg, Michigan. I dove in a canal and I hit something hard under the water. I'm not exactly sure what I hit, but I ended up breaking C3, 4, and burst of fracturing C5, which resulted in a piece of the bone shard sticking my spinal cord at the C5, 6 level. When I dove in the canal, I seen a big white flash. I heard the pop. I knew I had broken my neck. I was wide awake during the whole time. I knew what I did. And the first thing I told myself was, you broke your neck. Stay calm, hold your breath. Your friends are gonna have to find you. I just talked myself through it in my own head. And I was wide awake, but I couldn't move anything. I realized that I couldn't move. I was fully paralyzed at that moment. I woke up at McLaren Oakland in the ICU. I was told that my surgery had gone well. They told me that because I was physically fit, that I would have a good chance of recovery. But right from the ICU, Dr. Rector is my rehabilitation doctor. He came up to ICU and seen me and seen that I was good and coherent, and he wanted to get me started as soon as possible. So within one day, he had me moved to the rehab floor here at McLaren Oakland. At that point, I wasn't sure if I would be able to walk. It really hadn't sunk in yet. I needed time for it to sink in that something this catastrophic has happened to me. I didn't know if I could walk out of here yet, because that was before I started getting much back. When I declared that I was gonna walk out of McLaren Oakland was when they told me to focus on my left leg. My left side is the most paralyzed still to this day. I couldn't move my left leg at all. It was unresponsive for anything, and this was, a couple of weeks in. And they told me to keep closing my eyes and picture my leg moving, try to visualize it in my head. And I did this over and over. And then finally one day, I heard people like making comments and kind of almost cheering, and I opened my eyes and I had lifted my leg. So that was a turning point right then. That's when I realized that I can do this. It was such a negative thing, this injury, and you would never think that positive changes would come from it. But I've actually changed my whole life around. Before this, I was, I guess you would say I like to party. I like to drink beer way too much. It's just things that aren't healthy for you, mentally or physically. And I smoked cigarettes before the injury, which is horrible. It's been almost 3 years since I've smoked a cigarette. So I quit drinking totally. I don't drink any alcohol. I had to give myself a fighting chance to get better, and I knew that. And this was a turning point where I was able to change my life. So from such a negative thing, there's some major positive changes in my life because of it.